this. Hi, I'm back again. Welcome back to another show. And this afternoon, I'm going to do the fans' reaction live. I hope to get some guests on. My first one in about 10 minutes' time. Hopefully, he'll come up. And yeah, if you like the video, could you please subscribe to my channel? And could you please click on the like button and leave a comment in the sections down below. And yeah, all I can say is today, we drew nils each against West Brom. Two poor teams on monster views. I think the way we saw the deal, I think we're going to get relegated both of our teams because Fulham will win it in the minutes. The last I've heard by 4-0, but someone ain't right to Newcastle in the minutes. And yeah, we started well after 20 minutes, 25 minutes, and then West Brom kind of took control of the game. They had a few chances, but again, the final ball, the final pass ain't great. And another day, another way, if they had a decent striker, or let's put it this way, it was a decent team like the Villa or Everton, we would have lost that game quite handsomely. But it was West Brom and just couldn't finish. And that's why we drew nils each. But when you see what Steve Bruce has done, Andy Carroll came on with 30 seconds to go before full time, which is an absolute slap in the face. We only made one sub before that. That was Dwight Gale. Didn't do much. But to get Carroll on in the 92nd minute, the last kick of the game, I thought that's a slap in the face. I can understand bringing them on if they're winning, but not when you draw nils each against West Brom. Come on. I think it's an absolute joke, an absolute disgrace, man. Nah, can't be having that. And again, that's why we lost the game by, but not lost the game, drew nils each. But I'm afraid to say that Steve Bruce needs to go. He needs to go because at the end of the day, I think it's, how do I say it? He frustrates the fans. He really frustrates the fans, you know. And it's just a horrible watch. We don't create enough. We don't score enough. When we break, it breaks down so easily, yeah? It ain't good enough. But out of the positives today, Kieran Clark, I thought was excellent at the back of the day. Paul Dummett, outstanding left back. It makes a difference if you can actually defend. Those two, fantastic. Yeah. I thought midfield-wise, I thought it was okay. But at times, the second half, we get beaten midfield. Up front, I thought John Lynn put himself our boot. First 20 minutes or so, he should have scored twice, man. One in the second half was a powder puff shot. And I'm sorry, but it ain't good enough. And Fiesa, flat as to deceive. For me, I don't know what to make about Fiesa at the minute. Is his heart in Newcastle? I don't know. The way he went off, you just tell your own story there, man. Emil Kraft ain't good enough. I thought the sales was okay, I guess. And I thought Hayden was quiet. And what can I say, man? What can I say? But I'm not going to do the play ratings today. I'm not going to do the post-press conference reactions today. And it is for all it is. And yeah, I don't know what to say. I see the comments on here coming flying out already. I've got Thomas Boost out. And that's me. Anyone fans coming on me live talk of the game, please let us know. And I'll send you the link so you can come on. Liam's coming in the next 5-10 minutes or so. And you'd like to come on, yeah, I'll send you the link, my friend. I'll do that for you. Here, John. Here, Paul. Hope you're okay. I think the first half was good. Second half was quite poor. Liverpool's getting beat. I don't think they're trying to remember one of the big six. They don't want to take over to Tottenham, John. Wow. They didn't want us to take over to Tottenham. Do you know what I mean? The top six club had not played with the top six in a minute. For second half of Power Dinosaur shite, I agree with you. But the players don't have any fight in them. In other words, they don't want to pay for Steve Bruce. Hey, John, hope you're well. I'm absolutely fine. Disappointed in the result of the day. Then Andy Carroll came with 30 seconds to go. That's a slap in the face. I've got to talk to him about that. John, terrible result. Right, it was indeed. Friggin' crazy from Paul, Geordie this afternoon, John, El Jurassic will lift us to expectations. That's for sure. I totally agree. It was absolutely shocking, man. Shocking. And Jules said, Bruce, our league is link goodbye. Gone back and away. I'll be shocked if you stay up. And Paul, then laughing after the game. Again was a friggin' joke. He's laughing at Jay Livermore, wasn't he? Oh my God. Steve, someone need to knock him out personally. Take that smile off his face because it's not a laughing matter. We're in serious trouble at the minute. It's just not on. Unacceptable. It's wrong. And I just don't want to see that again, honestly, man. Yeah, I don't know what to say. I really don't know what to say about that result. But again, when you're at the bottom of the table, you've got to show some fight. You've got to show willingness. You've got to show the passion. And I looked at a day, especially in the second half, they just haven't got any fighting number two whatsoever. Yeah? Mike Ritchie didn't start the day. Okay, cool. You know? But he's in the subs bench. Sean Longstaff, we could have done with him come on day because Jeff Henger offers absolutely nothing. Nout. How many dribbles have he done the day? How many takers has he done the day? How many shots and goals he's in? My God. The only time you saw him the day when he come off the field to be subbed by Dragel, who done practically nout the day. The players do not want to play for Steve Bruce. The players do not want to play for Steve Bruce. Yeah, and I'll send you the link, right? But I got Liam coming on 3:30. I got Lily come on at 4 o'clock, so I gotta get on about an hour or so of time. If that's okay, if I do send the link, then definitely coming on, mate. So let me just send the link a second. Won't get you on yet though, but what I'll do, mate, I'll send you the link just before you come on. Is that all right? But it's all set up for you, mate. So yeah, so I've got Jules again. Ashley is blind. Ashley's blind. Bruce's Staff Johnny is a joke. And Geordie, 20 seconds to go. Let's chuck Chicago an absolute joke. Bruce has to go. Yeah, that's fine. Thanks so much. And to top this, so Fulham will beat Liverpool. Liverpool's going to face a 6 straight defeat at home. What has gone with that football club? Why? Don't think Jurgen Klopp will be happy about that at all whatsoever. And someone ain't right at the club. Why didn't we let Matty Longstaff on loan in January to Watford or Udinese? It's a bloody joke. If you're not going to include him, let him go away and develop. Steve Bruce has killed his career. He has killed his development. Honest to God, he has. That ain't acceptable. Sorry, ain't good enough. Then Ryan Sweeney. As well, last 2 seasons, it's the worst football I've seen under Bruce. Listen, Ryan, I wanted this guy out before I wanted him in. For me, ain't good enough. Not good enough at all whatsoever. She never come to the club. I don't know if you saw the press conference at the end of the game. And Lisa, seen that Rangers won the SPL. Let's laugh at Celtic. Solely, I'm a Celtic fan. I won't be laughing, but listen, credit to them because they've been the better team the whole of the season. And I hope someone picks up Stevie G because he deserves bigger than that. But there you go. But I'd love to take Steven Gerrard at Newcastle. I mean, would you take Steve Gerrard at Newcastle? If you leave a comment down there, sections down below, and tell us, would you take Steven Gerrard as your next Newcastle manager? I don't think he'll come because he'll speak to Rafa Benitez to find out the pros and cons of the club. And he'll just take one look and think, you know what? Thanks, but no thanks. So, yeah, I don't know if anyone's seen NEFC 360 tweets. Oh, my God. Steve Bruce has done his press conference reaction there, right? Which I would love to do later at the post one. Yeah, that'll be fun and games. Oh my God. Yeah. And one of them, I shan't get it right, but one of them, he was asked the question about would you have played Carroll and Gill together? And he told us, and he said that, well, look, if we played them both together, then we have to change the whole system, yeah, which is a complete and utter joke. No, sorry, but this guy, I'm telling you now, is crazy, man. The guy needs to go and needs to be sacked. I've got my first guest on here. I've got Liam from NFTV. Liam, how are you doing, my guy? You okay?
Well, I'm fine. How are you?
champion stuff. Thank you very much for coming on, my guy. So,
No,
yeah, nils each. West Brom 0, Newcastle 0, and another poor game. According to Steve, it's a poor game. And, yeah, again, we didn't deserve to win. None of the teams didn't deserve to win the day. I mean, one poor finishing, it's just a final ball. So, what do you make of it, Lee?
It wasn't ever going to be a classic game, was it, between Newcastle and West Brom under Steve Bruce and Sam Allardyce. But when you 0-0 and you have your two subs left, and then you bring one on for 30 seconds, you're sort of just like scratching your head saying, what are you playing at? You bring Andy Carroll on for 30 seconds. What's the point?
Slap in the face, Liam. It's an absolute slap in the face. I mean, I can understand if you're winning by a goal to 0 or 2-1 and you make a sub in 30 seconds to go. That's fair enough. We had that back in 2004 when it was 3-1 up and Charles Zoba came on with 30 seconds to go. And then that's because we were winning. We were winning.
Yeah.
But you don't bring them on with 30 seconds again, drawing nils each. This is West Brom, man.
Yeah,
I mean, you know what it is, right? Slapping if I was Andy Carroll, I would just say, you know what? It's not even worth it. I'm not going to come on now. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But Steve Bruce, for me, he is winding our fans up yet again. And again, yeah, he doesn't care about Newcastle. He doesn't care. He doesn't want to be here. So, yeah, I don't know what's going on at the club, man.
Well, it's just Bruce all over, isn't it? Like, he's always been bad with these subs, but now it's just even more. It's just like you're 0-0 in probably one of the most important games in Newcastle history, and you don't have a out and out centre forward on, and then you bring one on for 30 seconds. It's sort of mind boggling. I did think Joe Linton had a decent game of the day, but then Joe Linton's decent game still isn't a decent game compared to anybody else. But it was just, I didn't understand Willock playing as a false nine. I didn't understand that. I think, obviously, Ryan Fraser tries his best, but then he doesn't have the support around him. And it's just like Jeff Hendrick was nowhere to be seen. I don't think Isaac Hayden was anywhere to be seen. I think John Joe Shelby probably had his best game in a while. He was obviously running, tracking back, but even then he was still making mistakes. And it just like, I'm watching the Fulham-Liverpool game now, and obviously Fulham are winning 1-0, and Fulham are fighting for every single ball. It seems like they're not in the relegation zone. It seems like they're trying to fight to win the league. Do you know what I mean? Never mind fight to stay up. We can barely get a shot on target against the worst defensive team in the league.
That's just an absolute joke, isn't it, Liam? I mean, our club is in a crisis, I think. Anyone see it? Our club's in a crisis, right? We cannot score more than one goal. We haven't scored 3 goals. I think it's against Burnley, I think, if I remember serves right. And this team, I mean, I'll give you a diction now, not a diction. I'll give you like advice, right? Rafa Benitez, Kevin Keegan, Sir Bobby Robson. With this team, we'll not get a 17th, right? That team will be in the top 10.
Well, I think they'll probably be better than top 10. This team we've got now is probably one of the best teams we've had in a while.
Yeah, absolutely. And I watched that the game between Newcastle and West Brom when they had Papi Cisse, Demba Ba, and Haddon and Arthur. And I watched that team. I thought, wow, what a team. And I thought, can this team eclipse the one back then? Definitely not. But at the end of the day, listen, right? They do not want to play for Steve Bruce. It has been clear.
Yeah. It's just like what the substitutions just baffle me. Obviously, I didn't want to keep going on about it, but I just think I can't after that game I can't see us scoring. Never mind winning. Do you know what I mean? Fulham will stay up, and I think it's going to be between us and Brighton that go down because it's only going to be 1 point away from the drop now. Obviously, we're slightly ahead of. I think we're 1 point ahead of Fulham. In Brighton, so it's going to be interesting. Like, so obviously we've got Villa on Friday, so
wow. I'll tell you what, the way we're playing will not be Villa. Jack Grealish, I think he's going to be licking his chops when he faces us, like, do you know what I mean? Because the chance the West Brom had, instead of fire over the top, Ollie Watkins would be loving this on Friday against us, because I can guarantee you now Ollie Watkins will score against us. And I got Paul here, says 36 to go, bringing Carroll on. Did you see Carroll's face? He looked peeved off at the world. Could you blame him though?
Nah, the only positive for Andy Carroll is he's probably going to get his bonus. Do you know what I mean? That's probably the only positive for coming off the bench. He'll probably get his substitute appearance. But like, it just as a professional footballer, you're probably thinking to yourself, why am I coming on here? Like, what is the actual point? Why, if you're going to bring him on in injury time, why would you not bring him on at 90 minutes?
Exactly. He's just playing. Bruce is just playing for a point. And then he'd probably be thinking, wow, it's a good point. It's a good point. Yeah. I mean, Steve Bruce has asked the question basically from, I think it's from Liam Kennedy, right? And I think he asked a question about how it has gone in a week. He said, I had a difficult week. I don't want to regurgitate. He don't want to go on about it. But he also said the players have shown they're on the same hymn sheet with problems we have, including the injuries at the top end. I thought they did as well as they could today, and that is Steve Bruce talking about our team.
Yeah, they clearly didn't do as well as they played. I think it was probably right, maybe dropping Lewis because I think he's been shaky. But then, obviously, Dummett doesn't offer you anything going forward. It was just, I think I was just on a video over there with Adam and Matt, and he was saying you look at that starting 11 and you don't even know what formation they're playing. Like you could have picked 4 or 5 different formations. Was it 4-4? Was it 4-3-3 or was it 4-5-1? Or do you know what I mean? It's just bizarre. It's really bizarre.
Very. Yeah, I mean, it's just getting worse by the day. I mean, it really is. Like I said, we've got some 2 big games. This will define Bruce. This definitely define Bruce. Villa at home on Friday, Brighton away as well after that. It will define him. I've got Michael here. Would you have taken Elliot Anderson today over Henrik? Now they are seeing Hayden is coming in on knock and Willock look leggy today. I tell you what, whoever they put on Friday, he better get it right. He will better get it right because I'm telling you, if we get beat heavily against these, because they're a good team, Villa, they do score goals and they defend well, then I'll guarantee you one thing, he's going to be pretty for Bruce now.
Yeah, the thing about Elliot Anderson is he didn't play on Monday for the under-23s. He didn't play on Friday for the under-23s. So we don't play him in the first team. It's just sort of like you're just scratching your head saying, well, he could have played in 2 different games. He could have played 2 games there, and now he's not even playing 1. It's just all baffling. Like,
I'd have to agree with you, man, because it's just I don't know what's going on, sort of thing. I mean, he just keeps his card close to the chest, and he ain't going to tell us who he's going to pick and that sort of thing. He does like younger players. You got Matty Longstaff, he's young. Elliot is young. Sean's young. He's not even picking them, and taking Richie to the squad, and he's not played Richie as well. So something ain't right between them. But like I said, I mean, again, a lot of people saying that we're going to get relegated this season, and to be quite honest with you, I think you're going to get relegated. And if we do get relegated, are we going to get promoted back again? I don't think we will,
If Newcastle get relegated, they'll get relegated again.
Are you saying League One? League One?
Yeah,
I agree with you. I mean, go on, carry on. You're sure.
Yeah, I think we'll do a Sunderland where we'll go to League One and probably never come back.
Yeah, I'll probably agree. I hear to say that, but it's just being real because listen, look at him. My man's breaking records. Taking a club down for the first time in history in League One. The first time, the 3rd tier football for that football club. Could you imagine like AC Milan, the Juventus playing in Serie A in 3rd tier football? They will be riots.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean? But as for Newcastle, man, I could see it's going down again and again because what you have to realise, we got players out of contracts at the end of the season. They might go. Plus, the better players like ASM, Miggy, and Dubaka, they might be on their way as well, sort of thing. We're going to have a team. And
if we go down, Miggy's going to leave because obviously he's a Paraguayan international. ASM will go, which I think ASM will go in the summer anyways, because I think he's too good for us. The squad's just going to be absolutely wiped out if we go down. But I can't. You can't actually take the only positive you can take from the day's game is we didn't concede a goal. That's the only positive. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. That's against it's against West Brom, man, and I'm just disappointed, man. But this is what I also Steve spoke to Amazon as well, and he said about the game wasn't a classic, that's for sure. We are disappointed that we have come here and won, but knew it would be difficult. We've taken a point and move on. We lacked a bit of quality. We have had 1 or 2 big opportunities. A draw is a fair result. Is it a fair result?
It's a fair result when you only play 1 sub. You know what I mean? I can't really say anything else. It's just like we'll just go on about the same thing constantly. Do you know what I mean? Like regardless of what week it is, even if we win, we're still whinging at Bruce's tactics or Bruce has done something wrong. It's just he's never been great with his subs, but like today just takes it to the next level. Like it's just baffling. But
crazy, man. Crazy. Yeah, like Thomas says, smash that like button. Yes, please do. And subscribe if you already haven't. Subscribe if you are new. And leave comment sections down below. Also follow Liam on NFTV, Liam James Kia. And he's a fantastic guy, a talent. And I've got Benno as well. I only hope now's a takeover. And I'm 99% sure it won't happen. What do you make of that, Liam? Is it going to happen?
It's a tricky one because I know I said we'd go down again, but then obviously I forgot the takeover was still on the table. It would be an interesting one because obviously they would have to knock about 100 million or maybe more off the asking price, and then that might look more favourable for the PFA because obviously they would come in and think, well, we'll just get 100 million and then just invest that 100 million back in the player. So I still think it's on the table. I do think it's going to be interesting whatever happens because obviously we've got this big court case going on. So yeah, it's all going to be interesting, mate. Like it's just what do you think? Do you think the takeover's on or off?
I'm gonna say yeah, and I'll tell you what's gonna be on because it's on the table, yeah. And also Ashley wants to sell, wants to take the money. The Saudis wants the club, right? The Premier League haven't done it at one side to test rightly. They must have changed something.
Yeah.
Right, before they went for it, sort of thing. But it's going to arbitration, yeah, and we've got the best lawyers, Nick DeMarco, and it's a Fatima, whatever her name is, Fatima, someone. They are the best. They are the best people to take it on, something, you know. And once they go on the table, I'll tell you something: the Premier League better get running because they cannot stop any deal, Liam.
Yeah, the thing with Mike Ashley is he wouldn't spend massive amount of money on lawyers and solicitors if he didn't think he had a strong enough case to win, which is very interesting because obviously Ashley still wants the deal to go ahead. Obviously, everyone's known for years he's wanted to sell the club, but I think obviously he just wants this over and done with because he's not bothered what. So say, for example, we take the Premier League to court and it goes through and then we eventually get taken over. He's not bothered anymore, so he's not bothered what the Premier League think of his of him as a person or Newcastle as a club because that's him washing his hands with the Premier League. So it's all interesting. Obviously, we'll see in the next couple of months what the crack is, but the main focus is staying on the Premier League, and I can't see with scoring a goal. I think the only way we'll score is off a deflection or an own goal.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking of. You're absolutely right, man. But I still think it's going to happen, sort of thing. You know what I mean? I mean, Southampton got rejected before, and they eventually won it. So yeah, Fulham are still winning. Fulham are still winning by 4-0.
I think as well. The is it the EFL? The champion, whoever runs the championship. I think they just pretty much just approve anybody. So it might be better if we do go down because then we might actually get the deal going through. So
yeah. Definitely, man. Yeah, I mean, and again, if you do get relegated, sort of thing, but then again, will Ashley take a hit? No, I don't think he'll take a hit. I mean, I heard a lot of people saying that he might want to take the club off the market, right, and just keep going because he wants to get Premiership money. He wants to get the 300 million. He does not want to take 200 million. But I'm afraid he's going to have to take, if he wants to wear Liam, if he wants to get away from the club, right, he's going to have to take that money. Just give the fans hope.
Yeah, I think regardless if we still will go down, like I think if we go down, Ashley's going to still keep on the market because he wants out. So obviously then he's going to have to spend more money.
Yeah, man.
Just frustrating.
I mean, it's so frustrating, and for me, I just think, what can I say? I mean, it's going to get worse. I mean, our club used to be a really proud, great club, like, you know. All the big names play for Newcastle, all the names, the history. Mike Ashley, I'm afraid, has ruined that history. I got Ryan here. I don't think we're going to do it twice. I think Mike Ashley will spend money to get out of the championship, but who knows what the takeover. What I don't get is, right, why did he not spend the money in the Premier League, right? rather than going down the Championship and spending money then? Why? I don't get it.
Because he thinks we're playing squad's good enough now not to spend any money. So that's that's what he gambles on. He doesn't spend big, so he thinks, I've got a manager in who can stabilise me in the Premier League, and then I don't have to spend much money to stay in the Premier League. But then if we go down, then I'll spend like 50 odd million, which doesn't make any sense. Like,
nah, yeah, me too. They probably get about 100 million from player sales, etc. But spending that sort of money, I don't think players will come to Newcastle on the boost. I think the Championship players now would probably be thinking, you know what? I'd rather play for Thomas Frank. I'd rather play for Daniel Farke. I'd rather play for Steve Cooper, you know what I mean? Because they play open attacking football. So when they come to us, right, like Jamal Lewis, when he played for Norwich, he played free-flowing football under Farke, right? And he comes to Newcastle, and what does he do? The football, he just looks a bit scared.
Yeah. Yeah, the thing is, though, I don't even think Bruce is a Championship manager. I think he's a League 2 at a push. He's that much of a dinosaur.
He is, man. He's definitely a dinosaur. I mean, the guy is 60-year-old. He looks stressed. He's just lost it. You know what I mean? So crazy. But yeah, I was going to say, I got around again. Can't believe Bruce let us loose that many points. Absolute shambles of a manager. He is a shambles, man. Disgraceful. And yeah, so I was going to say, who do you think's your man of match today? Who do you think?
I'm probably going to go with your pal Joe Linton.
My pal.
Your pal Joe Linton.
Wow, that's why Holly got us to get his name up. It's not my fan, but look, I'll put it on there. It's out there because I've got to keep a happy sort of thing. You know what I mean? But yeah. He did out in the first half, for the first half an hour. He should have scored twice, but other than that, he didn't really do much. Yeah, okay, he's tried his best, whatever sort of thing. But yeah, for me, I'll say Kieran Clark at the back. I thought he was outstanding today. I thought Dominic was outstanding as well.
Yeah.
And like you said, I thought Hayden was quiet today. Shelby did his best. Willock tried, but hey, but like I said, I think Crawford game was poor. I thought Lascelles did okay. Dubraka made some good saves. And yeah, for me, I've got to say Kieran Clark by a mile.
Yeah, I think it would have spiced the game up if we did bring. I think we should have took Willock off, and I think probably towards the end we probably should have took Joe Linton off, and I think it would have changed the game massively.
I think so. And just go for a 4-4-2 in the last 20 minutes and just get the wingers. I would put Murphy on as well. Murphy, of course. Why was he not on the pitch? Why was he not playing? He could have made a difference today.
Yeah. I know. There's 4 minutes left of the Fulham game.
4 minutes added on time.
Yeah.
Still 1-0.
Yeah, still 1-0.
Are they 4 points behind us now, or are they 5 points behind us?
Fulham.
Yeah.
If they win this game, they're 1 point.
Oh my God! They got Man City next Sunday. They got Man City at home, I think.
Yeah. I think they've got Man City. This is like their toughest run of games, and they've won one of them. Do you know what I mean? So it says it all.
Yeah. I know, Yaris. But if we play Liverpool now, we'll get beat anyway. We're just a soft touch. You know what it is? When they play against us, Liam, it's like a training session against us. You know why? Because you just don't attack, don't we? Simple as that.
Well, because we just sit 5 at the back like we normally do. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what we do. He'll play 5 at the back. That's what you're right. I mean, I don't get as tactical. He needs to be sacked. If we lose against Villa and Brighton, he is done. And got Liam here. Liam's right. Cash is just gambling. I have to agree. Michael's seen more Richie on the bench than he heard Hendrick on the bar. That's true. And Paul said, we are going down. That result today, if Fulham hold on, of course, it's bad for us. It's bad for us, man.
Disastrous. There's going to be so much pressure on the Newcastle Brighton game. It's going to be ridiculous. I know. If he thinks West Brom's game wasn't a must win, then the Fulham game's a must win. Over the bar.
Who's that?
The Liverpool, yeah. They've just put one over the bar. I think the defender got a hold of it, but
wow. Crazy, man. Paul says 4 Sharky said after interview, Sharky, you're okay, and we are getting relegated. I'm with you, mate. I'm with you, mate. I mean, people say like, yeah, don't be negative, man. But I tell you something, right? But I got Paul and Jim said response should have won it. Paul said, yeah, Fulham will finish in mid-table. Well, the way they're playing at the minute, I think they probably will. And then I got Paul said down right, and then Paul said possibly. But yeah, I think Fulham not just get out of the bottom three. I think they're going to finish mid-table. They've got a very good goalkeeper as well, Mainden. They got a very good midfielder as well, and yeah, it does not look good, doesn't it, mate? It doesn't look good at all. And
yeah, I think the game's pretty much over now. Fulham have got a corner with like a minute and a half to go, so that's Fulham 1 point behind win the league, which is interesting.
And then Scotty P will sort that team out. That's what will come from Scotty P. And if we win versus Liverpool, we're going to freeze and bab and drink all the water. Well, ain't gonna happen. Ben also said there's nothing to be positive about anymore at this club. What do you make of that one, mate?
There's no to he's true. I mean, I've never seen a more true or fact. Like even if we do bring youngsters through, they never get on the pitch anyway. So it's pointless even having an academy. You may as well just release them out.
Yeah, you may as well. Because that football club, our football club, is ruined. It's absolutely ruined, rock and ruin, unfortunately. Do you know what I mean? I mean, Sharky's made a brilliant point. Fulham are fighting for Scott Parker. If anyone haven't checked out his content, please do so. 290 TV, great guy, love the guy. He tells it absolutely straight. And I could even argue with him, but he tells it straight. And our players lost under Steve Bruce because he's tactically out of his depth. That's the difference. And we know that. We spoke about it so many a time. I'm sure when I get Lily on in a bit, she is going to be absolutely furious, I can tell you. I had Holly the other day, right, on the press conference reaction. I think you watched it, didn't you? And I've done it for about 5-6 times with her, right? And I've never, ever seen her so angry.
Yeah.
You know? And
it's just people's passion, isn't it, which Steve Bruce doesn't seem to have. He just seems to just be like, oh, well, I'll still get paid at the end of the week. Do you know what I mean? Or the end of the month.
He doesn't care. He doesn't care about us. All he cares about is himself. I mean, I was touched on that press conference as well. I mean, obviously I do. What do you think of his press conference on Friday? Do you think he was being defensive? Do you think he's being arrogant? Do you think he's being all about him?
Everything's always about Steve Bruce. I don't understand why it was Richie that had to apologise and not both of them. Do you know what I mean? Because both of them were obviously in the wrong slightly. Do you know what I mean? So.
I don't know what to say. Yeah. Unbelievable, man. I just don't know what to make of him. I mean, taking on Craig Hope as well. I mean, Craig Hope, he defies opinion. But for me, I respect Craig Hope more and more, because that guy, I'm telling you now, right, he breaks the news and he usually gets a spot on.
Yeah. Yeah, well, he tweeted the day, this is the type of game where you would go to the bookmakers and ask if both teams could lose.
He's good. Brilliant, man. I've got Benno here. Poor facilities, poor youth academy, negligent manager, players don't care, no investment into first team. The list can go on. I think he's absolutely right. Ben said Fulham, full-time, they won by a goal and nil. And Aruda, full-time at Anfield, Fulham won by a goal to nil. This is very worrying times, Liam. Very worrying times.
Yeah. What's Brighton's next game, anybody?
I think they're aware. They're definitely aware, but you need to find out. So, leave a comment section down below. See who Brighton's got next away from home. I know that. But, just watching the Hellas Verona Milan game. Milan won by 2-0. So, we have got Aston Villa on Friday. And how do you think we're going to do? Villa are doing well.
It all depends if the main man Jack Grealish plays, doesn't it? If he plays, we've lost. If he doesn't play, then we've got a slight chance that we could win. That's a we're going to Southampton. That's not a good game.
Southampton won yesterday, didn't they, against Sheffield United? And Southampton's having a bit of a difficult patch at this moment in time, and they got 9-0 against Man U. They got beat against Wolves at home, and I think Hatton Hussel, for me, after a brilliant start, they were top of the table at one stage, and they just sliding down the table. But for me, I think who's a canny manager, so who I'd take at Newcastle. I mean, yeah, what do you think?
Mate, I'd take you at Newcastle, never mind a Premier League manager. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I
think you would do a lot better job than anybody else than Steve Bruce.
No. I know. I tell you what, though, if I go in a press conference, I'd keep him for 2 hours. Me, like, you know what I mean? I don't care. 2 hours in a press conference.
Yeah.
You know, I was going to speak to someone for another couple of hours. So if I've got no problems with that at all. If you look at Rafa Benitez, his press conference and that, it's absolutely spot on. With this guy, right? He didn't even want to be there. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. He didn't even want to be there the other day, and he wants about 10 minutes, and that is it with Bruce. Do you know what I mean? He wants to have it easy, but I'm glad Craig Hope absolutely exposed him.
Yeah. It's probably the PR staff are like, no, you only get 10 minutes because you'll probably not say anything stupid in this 10 minutes. Do you know what I mean?
I know, yeah, he's absolutely crazy, man. I'm absolutely amazed at that, man. It's just, I don't know what to say, man. I don't know what to say about this because at the end of the day, I mean, if you go in a press conference, it's better to ask tough questions. That's part of your job. Even Fergie gets the tough questions and he gets out of it all the time. Wenger as well. And in this time, you know, if Brian Clough was there today, I'll tell you something, he'll rip half of those journalists out today.
Yeah, I think what people are forgetting is we finished 11th, I think, when we had Joselu as a centre forward. Do you know what I mean? And we did 10th was it? So it's just bizarre. Like the Bruce has arguably got a better team than that team, and we're 17th.
It's not on, isn't it? Very, very, very weird. And just the one final question. Just want to talk quickly about Villa. How do you think it'll do on Friday? What do you think the score is going to be?
I'm going to say 2-1 Newcastle just to be slightly positive, but I didn't say it. Like I didn't see where we're going to get 2 goals from, and I think we could easily score 3 or 4. But I'm going to try and be the ever optimist and go 2-1.
Sure, fair enough. Well, Liam, thank you very much for coming on yet again, and we'll definitely catch you again next week.
Yeah, no worries, mate. Anytime.
Chairman, we got Phil on Friday, so if I get you on either a Saturday or Sunday, one or 2 days, and we definitely chat again on those 2 days.
Definitely, mate. Speak later.
Good to Liam. Thanks again.
Bye.
So, yeah, well, that was Liam there, and he talks absolutely sense. Do love that guy, and do follow him on Liam. And yeah, I'm gonna try and get Lily on in a minute, and I'm gonna let her know now because definitely want one on there. I'll just get typing. From Lily. So yeah, hopefully she'll come on. Yeah, I mean, just go through this once as well. Like I said, Paul, Jay said we are done for, and I've got Thomas. We are shy anyway. And then Paul, can I just say Bruce is saying we'll be okay. We're 1 point ahead of Fulham. I don't think he'll say that. Spot on, Liam. He's absolutely spot on. He talks a lot of sense. Check him out on Newcastle Fans TV, and he's always there. And he talks a lot of sense on the player ratings as well, and not as strict as I am. And then Paul said Newcastle 0, Villa 2. Wow. So, and also Chinese Geordie. He said, we're going to be sure first time. It's utter bulls again, John. But my man, Joe Linton, didn't have a bad game. Listen, he's not my guy, but they just forced us to pull it on there for a couple of weeks because I'm not a fan of him, but listen, it's just a bit of fun. Paul Sayer said that because he's a dumbass, okay? 3-0 to Villa for Bernard. So just waiting for Lily to come on. And I hope she's okay. And yeah, I mean, again, I still cannot believe what Bruce has said as well, sort of thing, a couple of interviews. But I just want to go through a few things, what has been said. But today, that's a massive opportunity to put some daylight between us and Fulham, and we just haven't done it again. It doesn't look good, doesn't it? It does not look good for us. And this manager needs to be sacked. And until he gets sacked, we are going to get absolutely relegated, I'm telling you. So just going to read out this tweet from NUC 360. And we got Brighton, Burnley, and Fulham on last year still up here. Yeah, probably too late, but Ashley needs to act or else he's not only lost the money on pointless arbitration, but his asking price for the club will fell a lot. Mark Douglas from the Chronicle convinced the people in charge of NSC, the head coach, MD, the owner, don't realise quite how I'm sure they're in. Incredible Steve Bruce quotes after the draw of the year. Player 19th in the league. Unbelievable. And just going to bring Lily on now. Lily!
Hi, you're right.
Yay! First timer. How are you doing, Yaris?
I'm not bad, yourself?
You know what? All the better hearing from you, like you know, and just don't listen. I'm not a Joe Linton fan, but I was forced to put on John Joe Linton.
No, I did see it on Twitter, yeah.
He's not my guy.
I don't think it's anybody's, is he really?
Not really, no. But to be fair to D, I think he did have a day for the first half an hour. Second half, he should have scored that goal in the second half, man. That was a weak shot, that. But yeah, so like I said, West Brom 0, Fulham, West Brom 0, Newcastle 0 at the Hawthorns, and 2 points drop. Fulham won the D as well by a goal and nil. They're a point behind us. Les Lily, talk to me, man. What do you make of the game?
All of it is just shocking. Everybody kept saying relegation battle. No, you're not. We are. We need to be realistic now. But is Bruce pulling out all the stops to help? No, not at all. And it's shocking. And again, it's the off-pitch stuff as well, you know, John, the bus stops and all that, and it always happens. I'll take them off because I've got a right by glare and I can't see. It always happens, and it's a shame, really. It annoys me that we end up with all this back stuff that just seems to. Well, no, I think it's relegation. I did say to Holly today, I think it might go down to the last game of the season, possibly.
Yeah.
And I have just said to Dominic, actually, I can see it not only going down to the last game of the season, but Mitro being the one to score the goal to send us down. I feel that's what's going to happen because that's just the way Newcastle's luck goes.
I think it's yeah. I think you know what it is, Lily. I said at the end of the season, I said I want this guy gone at the end of the season. Yeah, I want him gone off to Liverpool, and and he's still here, and we're in huge trouble, man. Do you know what I mean? I mean, he's trying to change things up. He's trying to tell you know, he hasn't got a clue. He hasn't got his first. He doesn't even know his first 11 yet. He is incredible, man, and he is going to take us to. I just read to Mark Douglas as well. I read it out again if you don't mind us asking. And I say, convince the people in charge of Newcastle, the head coach, MD, owner, don't realise quite how much trouble we're in. Incredible Steve Bruce quotes after the game, and we are in huge trouble, mate.
I'll admit I don't bother watching his post-match now because
you don't.
He's chucking us under the bus, like his players under the bus, left, right, and centre, and he's just got no clue whatsoever, and I don't know. I'm lost with him. You know, Frank Lampard made a few bad turns, and look what happened. Chelsea got rid of him because he wasn't adhering to the Chelsea perfect. You know.
Yeah, I'll tell you what though, I'd rather take Frank Lampard.
It's crazy. The whole situation's just crazy. It's awful.
Yeah, only with Newcastle. And absolutely incredible, man. I've got some messages here. I read that as well. I got a few. I've got to hear myself on there as well, man. I got Joe Linton. We'll be having a nice recovery session tomorrow with our world-class paddling pools. Thank you very much. Thomas, John, did you give Joe Linton a massage? No, I did not. Thomas went up to the Villa. Ryan said, lots of people said I was negative when I said start the season we relegated. Ryan, he said how it is. And Charles Jolie said, haha, new man, but we're definitely battle new. Bruce tweets West Brom games and must not win game. Parker tells the Spurs to go off at Anfield. Parker lost some pools at least 2-0 Phil on the Friday. Wouldn't be surprised if Brighton and Newcastle is going to get relegated and it's going to be us. Yeah. I thought the first half we played okay. And then after half an hour, West Brom took control and they could have scored. But at the end of the day, the Bracker.
I know, yeah. Like I said, I actually missed the part that we played decent in because I was running some errands, so I missed the first half hour of the match. So I'm gutted that I miss us playing decent football, you know. But Bradford didn't pull off some decent saves today. He definitely worked hard today. But then why isn't he being helped at the back as well? Why isn't he being able to get cheeky balls through and shocking, man.
And
We are going down, and it's
I believe so.
In fact, where I work with two Derby fans that are like, we'll be seeing you at Pride Park next season, Lee. I was like, yeah, don't worry. We'll be seeing you at Pride Park next season, guys.
Yay! And then we're going to see Sunderland as well next season, the way they're playing in a minute. But could you turn your volume up a bit, please, Lily? So I'm getting a lot of people saying that they can't hear you.
Hang on, I cannot see to turn my volume up. I'm miles away.
Sorry.
Hello?
Yay! Yay! That'll do, man. That'll be brilliant, man.
I can't get it to go up.
That's sorry. It's just
better?
not me.
Yeah, my
That's
volume, apparently. I'll get Dom
you.
to come and sort it.
Yay. You jam on as well. But can you hear us now? Dom's good.
You don't know? Is that better?
Oh, 100%, babe. 100%. Oh.
He comes in useful for something.
He does, doesn't he? I'll tell you what, though. I mean, Dom's a cracking lad in, man. I love chatting to Dom. You know what I mean? I've always got time for him, and I think it's great. He's a Newcastle man, which is great. So, yeah, I mean, let's just add quickly. He said, Lily, I can better hear you. Now you can. And Tom says, Steve Bruce picks a team to get a point against the relegation side, Scott Parker or Scotty P. Picks a team to win against the league winners, and that is the difference, yeah? I want to go on to about Carroll. I mean, when it came on 30 seconds to go, what's your take on that?
Well, that's just stupid, because the whole while the match was on, Dom kept shouting, the playing plays where you need Carroll's head. What are you doing? What's he going to do in 30 seconds? What's anybody going to do in 30 seconds? Did he do it to please the fans? Did he do it to prove a point that he's in charge and he says who plays and when they play? Was it time wasting? He's got no clue. And it's like Tom says there, he puts out a team for a point. We can't be doing just getting a point. We need points. We can't be doing just one point here, 1 point there. It's awful. But 30 seconds, why? It beggars belief.
I can understand if he puts them on if we're winning with 30 seconds to go. If they're winning, I can get that. I can totally get it. But at the end of the day, to put on Joe Neal's each, Steve Bruce, for me, I think he's done me. He needs to be sat, because if he's not sat by this week before the Villa game, we are going to get relegated. We're going to get beat up Villa. We're going to get beat up Brighton. Yeah. Then we got to play, I think it's Burnley, then Spurs. We are not going to win those games. The players are not playing for him. They just laugh at him. But going to Matt Ritchie and that bust up between Ritchie and Bruce, and I was on the press conference reaction on Friday night with Holly, and Holly was absolutely furious about it. And do you think he's lost the players?
We've been saying this for a while, haven't we? Now he's lost the players. We've all said this. I like Matt Ritchie. It's not a secret. I love Matt Ritchie. I think he's amazing.
Classic.
But it says a lot when a player's saying that. I mean, I know Merson did a whole massive spiel yesterday about if you call your manager a coward, it's disrespectful. I get that side of it, but also this shows you how passionately Ritchie feels. But also, Ritchie was thrown under the bus. Bruce blamed Ritchie for not passing on the instructions. Well, he wasn't given a chance to do that. But then for Steve to turn around and say, well, it was Ritchie's fault. Well, no, it's your managing. It's how you're doing it. You shouldn't blame a player. I'll nick a phrase our Holly uses. A bad word, he blames his tools. And that is what Bruce is doing. And it's awful. Should the thing have happened between him and Ritchie in the training? Probably not. But like my manager said to me at work yesterday, is Bruce the leak because he likes the attention? And I was a bit like, possibly. Very much possible. I think he did. I think he's the league.
Yeah,
but yeah,
definitely. Don't know what it is. Go on.
I was just reading what that said there. Whoever loses when you play Brighton is. Yeah.
Yeah, that's Gunnar Richard, I call him, and he's a great lad. I've been on his channel a few times, and I love the guy. He's an Arsenal fan, and he's got his own channel. If you haven't subscribed to him, please do so, because he's
does he sometimes do a show with Sav? Is it the lad that does the show with Sav? Is he the lad that does the show with Sav?
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, I've seen. Yeah, he's brilliant. Yeah.
He's a fantastic lad. I'm amazed he got 300 odd subscribers. He should be on something like 20,000 the way he's doing stuff, and he deserves it. You know what I mean? But he's correct. Whoever loses when we play Brighton is in big trouble. We've got them on. Yeah. Is it a week Saturday? We've got them.
I think so.
Yeah, we have. That's the game after Villa.
Is Brighton a week Saturday for us? It's after the Villa game, isn't it? Yeah. I asked the Chronicle. Yeah, it is.
That's it. Yeah, Chronicle. From the Chronicle. Now, I've been Richard's right. If you get beat a vacuum, we are in big trouble, I'm telling you. And that is when the international break comes in. That is when Bruce has got to go. He has to go, because I'll tell you what, he's going to take us down. And the trouble with Ashley, he doesn't care.
No.
He doesn't care. And
no, but you'd think... Excuse me. You'd think he wants to sell, then he needs us to stay up, because he's not going to get the price he's asking if we go down. He's meant to be a businessman, but nobody's going to want to pay money if you relegate, are they? It's not. It's stupid. He's stupid.
He is. And I'll tell you what as well. I mean, talking up the tier all of that sort of thing, the arbitrations come in. We lost 2 battles about getting rid of the chair. But made public as well, so hopefully we got the Victorias in the land, we got Nitin and Marco, and we got whatever name as well. So what chance do you think we've got in this takeover now? For me, I think we've got a great chance, because the Premier League is messed up on the Owns Directors test. They've changed something up during the test, apparently. Right? I cannot do that. If that is true, then we have got a great chance.
Oh, definitely. It's the whole situation has been very comical for me, because nothing's been done properly. You know, it's supposed to be being done behind closed doors. Oh, this is happening. Oh, we don't want anybody to know this is happening. So there's been a lot of balls dropped with regards to stuff that has come out. With regards to the arbitration and what's come out recently this week, it is looking more promising on our side, because obviously... Oh, sorry, hang on, my phone's going. The Premier League haven't followed the rules or what they're supposed to do. So that surely should, it should say, right, this, because in a normal court case, if you've broken the rules, then obviously it's re-looked at and reinvestigated. But is it going to be because it is the Premier League, or is it just going to be swept back under their carpet? There's an awful lot of stuff under their carpet, to be fair. Let's face it.
Yes. Oh, yes, definitely. And you think it's going to happen? You think it's going to happen then?
I'd like to think we're going to have a takeover, because it's been the longest year of my life with Dominic going on about the takeover. I'm not going to lie. I did say originally that I thought it was off. I'm going to tell you how I feel. I did think it was. I want them to take over, though, because we need a new investment in the club. We need a new surge of life in the club. I believe Amanda Staveley has a lot of love and respect for the club, and I think that's what we need. We need somebody at the top who can not filter, but gives a sense of love and passion and wanting, and then hopefully that will come out from her, and then it'll go down the lines, because that's what we need. We need somebody that gets us, and Mike Ashley doesn't get us at all. And that's what's rotted the club, I think. Definitely.
We definitely need a take. We do need it, because our club in a minute hinges on this. I mean, if we don't get a takeover, our club is just going to go lower and lower and lower. I just spoke to Liam about 10, 15 minutes ago, and he said that if we get relegated, he thinks we go down to League One. And I can see his point. I think we could be right. I think we go down to League One.
Oh, definitely. I mean, we had those 2 relegations where we bounced straight back up. But if you look at that club we'll use air brackets, that club to what the club is now.
Yeah.
It's definitely not a bounce back up club. We're definitely not going to be going back up. The players have lost it. The training staff seems to have lost it. If we do go down, I think we will continue to go down. I don't think we will come back up.
I'll tell you what, though. I'll tell you what it is, like, Lily. I mean, my man's breaking records here, sort of thing. Like, look at what Ashley's done. Get relegated. We'll go down to League One. And I can guarantee you now, right? Oh man, we're gonna keep on. We're just gonna keep on them for years and years and years. That's gonna happen. And I hope now. I mean, I'm getting people saying, "I'm not going to go back to matches. I'm going to go back to the games." And I'd love to go back to games. I would, but I do want to support that team. And it's a hard one, really. I like to go back. I mean, I love to go back to Newcastle. You know what I mean? But past me saying do it, but past me saying don't do it.
Yeah,
it's a hard one. It's a catch-22 here in a minute. So I've got Paul, Rich again. I thought you guys about half of the point of year, but zero quality going forward. And as an Arsenal fan, he knows it quite well. He's too weak and no focal point in attack. Definitely not. He is not a centre forward. And then Ryan said, Bruce got £40 million in the bank. Just think how greedy he is holding it for a payment for a club he loves, apparently loves. He's not a Man U. He's not a Newcastle fan. He's a Man U fan. I don't care what anyone says. He is a red, and everyone knows that. You know what I mean? But he said as well on the Chronicle he wants to stay. He'll be here next season as well.
Yeah, because I think he knows. I mean, like we've said, he's just getting away with it and getting away with it and getting away with it. He's lost the fans. He's lost the dressing room, and Mike Ashley seems to let him get away with it. Is it because Steve does a lot of that? Yes, Mike. Yes, Mike. Whatever you want, Mike. I will do what you want, Mike. Is that why Mike's backed him all the way? He's got no intentions of getting rid of him because he knows that he won't stand up for him and stand up for the club and do what's right. And I don't think we will get rid of him. And if we do go down, everybody's saying it's his league. He's not a Premiership manager. He does better in the Championship. But again, it's... Do we need a younger manager in? A lot of people have put out there. Possibly. We just need a manager that knows what he's doing. More than anything. And at the minute, he doesn't. It's awful.
You just mentioned there a younger manager, right? And I spoke to Holly and a few others as well and said, I'd love to see a manager coming like a Steven Gerrard and Thomas Frank Lampard sort of thing. My advice to them is, don't take the job. Don't take the job at Newcastle Ashes out, because if you do that, your managerial career will be ruined before it even starts. You know what I mean? So if I was your manager, I would not touch that club with a barge pole, because that's exactly what I said. It is absolutely amazing. And for me, they gotta have look at the way Kevin King got ruined. Yeah, Rafa Benitez got ruined as well. And all these young managers are gonna think and say, right, you know what? There's a cracking club to manage. It's a huge club. But who are you working for? And how are you going to get that? Because for me, Ashley is sort of footballing man. He's clueless. He's a good businessman, but he's a clueless footballer, right? Lee Charnley, right? Again, where is he? Has he gone high? Again, I think the guy is just absolutely a joke. He really, really is. He doesn't seem to care neither. You can't get a hold of him. You can't even get an interview with him. Do you know what I mean? He just does not do interviews at all whatsoever. And this is the thing. You need to communicate with the supporters. That's the most important thing. We get the season tickets. We travel up to games. They need to give someone back, and they're not.
It's...
And go on.
No, sorry, carry on. I was just thinking about what you said about...
I was just saying it's absolutely frustrating as well. And for me, I think we're banging in trouble. I don't care anyone say it. We are banging in trouble. And if people say to us and say, stop being negative, I'm not. I'm speaking the truth. I tell this real talk. We are not good enough for this thing. The players are great. They got canny players, but that players are enough to be in the top 10. Yeah, because Keegan, Rafa, and Sir Bobby were not a tight, this common team, 17th. Never. No. He'll get them. Try and find for European football, even the Europa League, or even trying to win the FA Cup. Yeah, but Ashley does not care.
No, I mean, love him or loathe him, Pardew. I mean, look how far we actually did get with Pardew. And he wasn't everybody's favourite person, you know. But I did see a show where they did the worst manager's performance under Ashley, and Bruce is actually the worst manager we've had during the Mike Ashley tenure. And actually, the most one was Alan Pardew. Like, statistically, he was one of the better managers that we had. And it says a lot, really. But then also, wasn't Bruce something like the 11th choice when he got brought in as manager? He was. So who were the other 10?
Exactly. I'll name 5 of them. 4 or 5. Steven Gerrard, Thomas, Mikel Arteta, Patrick Vieira, Sam Allardyce. Yeah, but I think wow, absolutely unbelievable. Do you know what I mean? But Steve Bruce apparently went up to Charlie and said, "I take the job." And if you have done that, a weird trip Sheffield Wednesday, right, was absolutely shocking. Honestly, but Sheffield Wednesday got him back in a job, and they felt sorry for him. Do you know what I mean? They got him back in, right? They done everything. They allowed him to go to the cricket, the West Indies. They let him do that, and the weirdest chat of them, it's a joke. And I feel sorry for Wednesday fans. Wow. Yeah,
definitely. Awful. You can't do that. It's disrespectful. It's awful.
Exactly. I got your hobby here, Dom. Is that a Bruce point or Jones point? As Bruce does sod all the touchline.
Somebody put on Twitter about Bruce was stood with his hands in his pockets as well. And I was like, I hadn't noticed until that point. And I was like, what is that? What's that about? Who would you want as... I've made it as no secret. I love Claudio Ranieri. I think he's a brilliant manager. And what he did with Leicester that season was phenomenal. But again, look at that. Look what he did. He won the league. Few bad matches in the next season. And he was sacked. Do you know what I mean? Different clubs have different perspectives and different... I can't think of the word. But no, I do. I like Claudio Ranieri. I think he'd be a good shout. And I'm going to be very controversial. I like Scott Parker. I keep telling Dan Duke I like Scott Parker. But again, he's young, innit? You don't really want to wreck your career as a manager, like you've just said. And if anybody does take the Newcastle job, then it's gonna ruin it, isn't it? You have to be a seasoned professional manager, I think, to fix us.
Absolutely. Yeah, man. Totally be. I mean, you said about Ranieri, he's at Sampdoria at the minute, and I think he's on a new deal. I watch a lot of Serie A football, and I think he's on a new deal last season to stay at Sampdoria. So 69, and he's doing okay, you know. He's doing fine. They're not going to get Champions League. They're not going to get relegated. I think Sampdoria are playing really good football at this moment in time. So, so for me, I mean, that's your choice. And Ranieri. Chia says, squeaky bum time. We were all for the day. Who seemed over moving with a point. Is House still a job? Yes, he is. And for my opinion, I don't think he'll come to Newcastle because he wants to stay down south. And he's waiting for the Palace job or maybe the Brentford job if Thomas Frank is out of his ear. I don't think he will. Paul said, how about for Jensen Mandela? He's on a sabbatical in a minute. He's been manager for Fiorentina and he got sacked from there, sort of thing. And look, he's a young manager. Would he fancy the Premier League? He'll need a project. And I know that time football in and out, he'll need a project. Ryan Sweeney said, right, take over. You are knackered. Paul said, Luciano Spalletti. And for me, he plays defensive football, but when he was in Inter Milan, he was too defensive for me. But listen, he has won things, man. And Dom said, is that Bruce for 4 million?
Now, you've just said Hal's not going to come up anyway, so...
I just don't think
Dom really wants Hal at the club, can you tell?
Nah. I love to see him, but I can't see it. For me, if I had a choice, no, I'll say Steven Gerrard, but I just don't think he'll come to Newcastle because of Mike Ashley and he'll have a words for what's his name and Rafa Benitez first. Hal won't come. I think Hal will revel in a big job and has to know how to get the results. Bruce take the shine of Cashley, so apart from relegation, he's perfectly for Cashley. Will be relegated then if that's the case. At this point, I take anyone as long as Brussels Sprout boy is gone. And anyone.
That's brilliant.
You know what it is, man?
I think that's how you feel.
Absolutely
That's brilliant.
crazy, man. Yeah.
That's good.
And,
See, I've said that. I have said that a few times to Dominic. Couldn't, or even not the fans. You know how like Gary Neville and all them lot brought the old Man United lads brought that club and managed that. Couldn't some of our old boys maybe put together and buy us?
Yeah. Salford.
I think that. Yeah, that's
Salford,
it. I couldn't. Yeah, because I thought it was brilliant what they did for them.
That'd be brilliant. Get the fans out of the club.
Yeah, that'd be brilliant. Yeah.
I think that'd be amazing. Getting the fans about the club. I mean, I wish we have to chip in each, probably $1,000, maybe a bit more than that, and that will be enough.
Definitely.
You know what I mean? So I'd say that any time of the day. I've got Dom again with Chris, who not come back. For me personally, I wouldn't have him back because not only Ashley ruined him, I just don't think he'll come back anywhere.
No.
And but I think he'd do better than Houghton anyway. But he guessed us anyway. You need some serious dosh for Premier League, so you have to be a billionaire, I'm afraid. The big tune chat. How are you doing, my guy? You okay? Get Shearer.
Shearer said he wouldn't come back after what happened, though, because obviously he's renowned for getting us relegated. But we were already going down when Shearer got the job the last time. It wasn't his fault at all. He couldn't have done anything about that.
But 8 games to go. Unbelievable. That's exactly what Ashley's going to do. Get a manager in with 10 games to go, 8 games again, and ruin that club. Simple.
Definitely.
And Dom said, Muddy Bags Kev in the chat. He's got a bit of money. So I have to come on next time. David, that's fine, mate. No problems at all. But at the end of the day, I mean, the club is just an absolute, oh man, what can I say, man? I got Dom again, all these ex-players who love the club, get a consortium together. That's a good point.
Yeah. I think that's a brilliant idea.
Yeah. Absolutely.
That's pretty good.
I hope it does. Like, if they really love that club, but the thing is that they know the club's going to be in trouble. So why? They just say, you know what? I'm just gonna buy the club because I don't want to see Newcastle United ever go down again. Dave said, just busy, mate. That's fine. That's no problems at all. I like David. He's got mental issues, but he's a great guy. Can we chat once? Didn't we play ratings of this sort of thing? And I think he's a top lad. So yeah. So we've got Jake. So Fulham here, won by goal to nil. Wow, that's all I can say. We're not beat Liverpool. And then Bruce is the worst manager in the Premier League has ever had. Never mind us. Totally agree.
Yeah, that's true.
And Andy Rood is going to come and be chats in a bit after use. He is
that's
back
fine.
and not great, but still in the driving seat. But unfortunately, we're stuck in neutral at the minute, so where we're playing. Right, yeah. Bruce's rang us for a job, not even 11th pick.
See, I reckon that's true because it's not been mentioned who the other managers were when they said that he was the 11th choice. They've never said who the other 10 managers. So I reckon Ryan's right there. I reckon Bruce begged for the job, and that's what he sold it as.
I know. It's good. It's just absolutely amazing. But hey, John, I was 12th pick for the team.
We should have had you, John. We'd have been doing better.
I know, yeah. Even Liam said that earlier on, and now Dom said that as well. But look, listen, at the end of the day, I would have done a better job than that, you know. I would have had them chatting. I'll be on that touchline talking, you know what I mean? Just drum it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But this manager, I'm sorry, he doesn't even talk. Hands in his pocket all the time. Get me CV in. I'll get me CV in now. You can be me number 2 if that's the case.
Saying that, I did jokingly say that while we were watching the match because this play was shocking. And I did actually shout for our 9-year-old. I was like, Renette, get your boots on. You might as well play. And she's like, eh? I was like, you can't do any worse than what this slot's doing, sweetheart. She was like, okay, mummy, I'll go. All right then.
And it's getting worse. It's getting worse at the club. Do you know what I mean? I mean, Ashley's treating us like a League One club. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I've got Jake here. Another week goes by. The gap narrows even more. Remember, we were 10 points ahead of Fulham, you know, and now they're a point behind us. When we're actually waking up, when will we wake up?
Never. He just doesn't care.
No, he doesn't.
No.
He does not care at all, because the fact of the matter is, it's getting worse. And the fact of the matter is, the team just do not want to play. The team just do not want to play.
No.
I think Man U's got a penalty. Man U's got a penalty.
Oh.
Gabriel Jesus. What was he doing there? He's a centre forward, and then he goes and gives away a penalty like that.
Wow. Do you think Man United will beat City?
They got a good record at the Etihad, though. They got a really good record at the Etihad in the past, but I think Man U will be up for it today. I think it'll be. I'll go to fancy them to win today. You know, I'll go to fancy them winning.
Yeah.
2-1 Man U. And I got Jules again. Sad to say, actually don't give a.
It's true. It's true. He doesn't.
He doesn't. And you see this pen goes in. Oh, he keep us safe. That was in the back of the net. He's got a hand to it, though.
Well.
But Man U are winning by a goal to nil. Javier Jesus will be kicking himself, man. Man U takes the lead after 2. And Don, your guy, said Shahid Fatimi is a big player in this takeover than DeMarco, to be honest with you. Now, if that is true, baby, I think it's a done deal. It's a done deal. I think it's done.
Yeah. I hope so.
I want it to happen. Then I got Fairfield Marshall. He kept the ball right in the box, good control. But yeah, are you on AFC Matters tomorrow with Steve Kendall and?
I don't know yet. Possibly. Me and Dom are on again later tonight to do our final 2 hours for the food bank.
And
we're doing the raffle. 7:30.
7:30.
Yeah, my mum wants to watch, and she's at work till 7, so I've done it around my mum's schedule.
Wow. Oh, so, yeah. I'm so excited for you. And listen, I've got to say it live on air. I mean, big up to Dom, man, doing the 24-hour chat, and congratulations on him, sort of thing. And listen, I think he's amazing what he's done. And no, I'm made up for him. I think he's a great guy, and made up to him, man. You know. And I'm not going to get as much followers as this guy, but listen, he's been absolutely amazing.
No, I must admit, I think you're fantastic. I could sit and listen to you. When he says you're coming on the show, I'm like, oh, yay. Because I could sit and listen to you for ages. I really could. I think what you all do is fantastic, and all of you deserve a big pat on the back, because you're all brilliant. I love you all. Oh, there we go. That's how much you've raised so far.
165. Oh, how do I donate the money to you? How do I donate? Yes.
He's got a link on his babe. Is your link still on the tweet? Yeah. He's got a pinned tweet, and the link's on there, so you just follow the online instructions on there. And
right.
And if you enter, first prize is a shirt of your choice, and second prize is added an Avon goodie basket that I'm sending out if you come second. So cool. So I'm an Avon rep, so I put some bits together.
Cool. I should do that then, check it out and just go from there, man, and just yeah, I mean, you know what? I mean, I've got 512. I mean, I've got 527. I think I've got 527 people on me subscribers, sort of thing. I love to get 1,000. If I get 1,000, I can start doing the super chats. So if I get a donation, half the money goes to is it half the money goes to YouTube, and half the money goes to you? Is it a third?
I'm not 100% sure that. You'd have to ask Dom about, because I'm not sure about that.
Yeah, he's got 1,000, so I think half it goes to. But whatever I get from you, I'm going to improve the channel. I'm going to update my channel. I'm going to get green stream. I'm going to just get it promoted as well, so I can get more followers, sort of thing, and just make a good sort of thing. It will not be 528. Thanks very much indeed, and 528.
Well, this was actually a Christmas present of Dom's mum, because she thought the back of the wall looked a bit bare when he was in the office doing his shows. So, yeah, his mum brought him that for Christmas, just to, spice up his...
Oh, that looks really nice. That looks really nice,
And then we've got the little badges on the side as well, so...
You know what it is, man? I mean, for Dom's mum, that's absolutely amazing, and I'm going to be made up for you guys. You know, I mean, you deserve the best, and Dom deserves the best. You know what I mean? And we just love you, and I think you're a star. And
Thank
I
you.
mean, oh bless you. I mean, interview star.
I'll admit, I joined Twitter because he kept talking about you lot, and I wanted to see what the crack was because I hadn't done social media for about 4 years for personal reasons. And I love it. I love this little community we've got going on, and I love how we support each other and we give each other, you know, we lift each other up when we're feeling a bit down, and you know, and I'll say the same to you. What I've said, I suffer with mental health, but my DMs are always open if you ever want to just chat or whatever. Feel, you know, I'll chat if I'm not working, and yeah, I love this community that we've made. But yeah, thank you for having me on. I've had a great afternoon.
Oh, I mean, first off, I'm so sorry to hear that you got mental health issues. Secondly, you got me support, and you know, third point, we all love you. And
thank you, I love you too.
Thing, and you know, and I'm going to keep doing this as well. And I've got all content. I've got to do the player ratings tomorrow. I'm going to do that'll be fun. And I'm going to do I'll do the press conference reactions on Friday with Holly if she can make it. And she normally does anyway. I think she's great. And I should be doing I may do a press conference reaction later on, probably about 7 o'clock sort of thing. I said I wanted to do 2 streams a day. And I was told then by my guy Paul and Holly said, John, you don't need to do 2 streams a day. One's enough.
You do what you want to do, and if you want to do that, then go for it. If you're happy doing it, why not? I mean, I did a couple of hours the other day for Dom, so that he didn't do the full 24. I was only supposed to do an hour. I was on an hour and a half, and then I had to rush off to get ready for work. So I was like, but I was proper buzzing. I enjoyed it. I loved it. So you do it if you enjoy doing it. Do it. Definitely keep doing what you're doing, man.
I'll probably a post press conference reactions. I'll probably about 7 o'clock sort of thing, and what Steve Bruce's have to say, and I have my opinion on that as well. So yeah, I'll probably be back doing that as well. So I'm gonna enjoy doing that as well. I'll probably do about half an hour on that, and you know, and I've got this guy I've got here called Fu Manchu, right? This guy spoke Chinese today, right? Couldn't understand what he was saying, and now he's speaking in English, yeah. And I'm glad he has. How long have you been doing your podcast for? You have a smashing channel, mate. Love from China. Bless.
Oh, that's brilliant. That's fantastic. What could you ask for?
I know.
He's right,
yeah. I've got to answer that question. Oh, thank you. So are you, and you know, and I've done this since January, right? January up until March, right? And then I thought, oh, I'm going to work out sort of thing, you know. And I thought I had about 60, 70, or 80 sort of thing. And then when I came back late November up until March now, it's rocketed up. So November, December, yeah, nearly 5 months. So it's rocketed to 528. I mean, I've got 11,000 people on Twitter. If I can just get people 500 and 11,000 on Twitter, get 500 on top of them, now I'll get 1,000, and I'll start doing super chats as well, sort of thing, which I think is great. And my channel just rocket up, sort of thing. You know what I mean? And
yeah, definitely.
And you know what? I'm gonna keep it going, and you know, no doubt about it. Well, look, I'm 51, and whether I'm a bit of a latecomer, I don't know.
I wouldn't have said you were 51. You don't look 51. You look amazing.
Oh, thank you, babe. Thanks very much. And you know, I'm looking now. It's sort of thing, you know, I just enjoy what I'm doing, and usually doing this because there's the lockdown sort of thing, and a lockdown, and you know, and people's and tough times. I think it's a magnificent, great idea. Someone tweeted us a couple weeks, I think it's about a week ago, saying that thank God all these podcasts should be banned. You know what? Slapping, I believe he says a slap, man.
No, I mean, even Steve Ray said that. You know, people keep saying to him, "How do you feel about all these guys that are copying you?" He isn't offended. We've all got different views and different opinions. We all do shows differently, and we do it because we want to. And it's a great way for everybody to. We can't go to the stadiums to meet up, so this is the next best thing for do. And you know, it's brilliant what you all do. It really is. And also, it distracts you as well. I mean, this has helped Dom through this last couple of weeks with his mum. So, you know, anything's better than sitting. So,
It's tough. stuff, and you just got to enjoy what you're doing, sort of thing. You know, I mean, I don't copy people's content if I can do it. Like, you know, I'll do the press conference. I mean, before I start doing the press conference, the action, I think it's great. Everyone does the same anyway. It's just different angles, sort of thing. You know, I mean, I always ask people, say you've done, you know, like you did like overseas interview sort of thing. I always ask people first and say, look, can I do this sort of thing? I know you do it, but I could do some different angles sort of thing. You say no, I totally understand. And you say, well, great. If I did the chance, I said, oh, I've done it. And so I said, do you know what? I just said, I better not do it then because you got there first and I don't want to copy you. It's not fair. It's not fair at all. And I was just thinking, you know what? Out of respect, it's nice to ask. People ask us sort of thing, I'll do this. I say, yeah, that's cool. That's fine, you know? So I got Paul says, nice one, Lily. I got Fumanchu. I use Google Translate, John. And Fumanchu, Google doesn't work in China. But you're right. But all it is sort of thing is just doing your own content sort of thing, you know? Like in May, I'm going to do the daily transfer update on May. Like do like the three players we're being linked with and who three could be on the way. But it's worth us doing the daily transfer update. Who's going to come to Newcastle? Hello? Lily? Oh, she's frozen. I'll get her back on. Get her back on. There she is.
Sorry, we had gremlins in the tinterweb.
Oh, man.
I'm back now.
Oh, bless you, bless your heart. It's good to be back anyway, as you know. And just, yeah, I mean, just, I was going to say, Jake, I mean, question for you as well. Where do you think the next point's going to come from?
Honestly, at this point in time, I don't know. I'd like to say the next few games would be nice. You know, even if it is a point. I know I said earlier we can't just keep getting a point here or a point there. But at the minute, you know, is a point better than nothing. Apparently, Dom says we might get a win against Villa. So, possibly.
I hope he's right. I hope he's right. And, you know, I mean, thing is, right, people say, oh, you got to be positive sort of thing, yeah? But there's a lot of you fake positivity sort of thing, like, you know, like we're great fans, but other people sort of thing, like, you know, say that, oh, there's a load of Steve Bruce lovers out there sort of thing, think he should do a good job. He's not doing a good job. I think he deserved to be sacked. I said he should have gone after Liverpool last season, right? But that game against I can't remember the game against Man U should have been his last game. But we're going to get relegated if this carries on. And Jake, Paul said Jake probably next season. And I would say, I'll tell you what, it's on, John, after I speak to Lily. So,
well, if he's ready to come on now, I can say goodbye because obviously I've got to get ready for Dom's show. So I just wanted to come back to say thank you very much for having us.
You're welcome. And make sure you come back again.
Yeah, I'd very much like to come back on again if you'll have me. Thank you very much.
That'd be amazing. What I'll do, if I get in quick in the week sometimes, so if you're not busy sort of thing, do a quick match preview between us and against us and Villa. I think that's going to be on a Thursday. The press conference reaction is going to be on a Thursday night. So what I'll do, if I grab you in, probably on a Wednesday, Thursday afternoon, is that all right?
I'm not on my rotor yet for next week, but I'll let you know. Definitely.
Please do. That'd be amazing. But thanks for coming on, and it's good to hear from you.
And you too. Have a nice afternoon. See you guys. Bye.
Bye. Yeah, that's Lily there. Absolutely amazing. So I'm going to get me next guest as well. Could be the final one because I'm still going to get this guy on, and if you just give us 2 seconds. There he is. He wants to talk about Bristol City and Newcastle as well. So I'm just going to get him on now. Yeah, so Lily, absolutely amazing sort of thing. Andrew, come on down, mate. I just sent you a link. So just give him a quick chat as well, because I'm going to be here till about 5 o'clock maybe. So, yeah, so I don't know if you heard what Steve Bruce has said today in his press conference as well. He must be delighted that we got a point today. But trust us when I say this, it ain't good enough. And I've got Another one here. Sambia said, if Mike Ash is a wise man, he should make Steve Bruce leave the place compensation and get a new manager in. If not, Newcastle will be relegated, and Mike will have to spend more in the summer transfer market. You're absolutely right. And Paul said, good answer, mate. So sad it has come to this. There he is. How are you doing, man? You okay, Andrew?
Yes, I am. How about you, John? You okay?
Yeah, man. It's something, mate. It's just today's performance today. Like we're in massive trouble now. Newcastle, because they finished West Brom 0, Newcastle 0, Hawthorns a point, 2 points dropped, and Fulham also won by a goal to 0. And it doesn't look good, does it? A point behind the station doesn't look good.
No, I mean you had to get the 3 points today because Fulham really, I think, had a good chance of winning, and they did. West Brom didn't look the West Brom of a few weeks ago, of the ones that nearly beat Manchester United, got that goal ruled out against Everton. West Brom didn't look the same, but they somehow scraped a point. But saying that, West Brom looked the better team. If I'm being totally honest, they're putting some good passes together, defending as a group. Newcastle got lucky at times because West Brom just didn't have that cutting edge, and it was a bit of a bore watch, and it was a tough watch as neutral. But
was it just?
Yeah.
Wasn't it just? And I'll tell you what as well, you talk about tough watch sort of thing. I mean, I'll look at that squad today. I mean, who's playing up front today? I mean, there's talking about Joe Willock, player as a false 9. And for me, Joe Linton wide, Fierce wide, and Willock as a false number 9. And he's not a false 9. He's not a focal point at all whatsoever. He is a midfielder that likes to make late runs. Steve Bruce has ruined him again.
Yeah, I said this a few weeks ago, that if you play Willock and Shelby together, if you use Willock's energy and Shelby's passing, I think that might work together. But he put Willock where Joe Linton's supposed to be, and put Joe Linton where Willock might be, filling in for ASM. But it's just so confusing. It's as if he just doesn't know what he's doing, and he's just doing random stuff, and it's just like not working at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, something ain't quite right sort of thing as well. I mean, the big plus today for me was Kieran Clark at centre-back. I mean, I thought he was excellent today at centre-back. I thought Dummett was outstanding. I thought Kraft was poor again. Jamal Lascelles was okay. I thought in the midfield for Hayden's very, very quiet. Jeff Hendrick, for me, what does he offer to the team? He doesn't offer anything in the team. Why is he crazy, man? Absolutely crazy, man. And we are in huge trouble now. Do you know what I mean? Like I said, with Fulham winning against Liverpool by a goal to 0. The difference is Scott Parker is doing an amazing job at Fulham. I mean, Liverpool's lost 6 league straight at home. That is unheard of.
That's pretty remarkable. But the fact that Fulham have gone to Anfield and just comfortably won. Really, Liverpool won. Didn't have like tough chances. That Fulham were comfortable, and Scott Parker, I mean, what a job he's doing there. But it was expected, really. I think after what's happened with Liverpool recently.
Yeah, I mean, Scott Parker's gone there, sort of thing. Didn't start well. I mean, losing a lot of games, then turn them into draws, and then, my God, what he's done at that club, man, is just absolutely amazing. They don't concede a lot of goals. They kept that defence tight. No. And, yeah, I mean, I got Jake on here as well. It was a good game for about 35, 40 minutes for Newcastle. Then the energy ran out. It was played right into Albion's hands. And, yeah, I just think something's going to happen soon, because from what we saw today, none of us ain't going to escape the drop. If you look at the game next week, we've got Villa on Friday at home, and then we've got Brighton after that, the week after that away, and we have not got a good record at the Amex at all whatsoever. Last time we beat Brighton, that was in the Championship when Rafa was there. We won by 2-1, and those players got the winning goal. What chance have we got?
None.
Going in the Amex. I mean, Brighton are struggling at the minute as well.
You saw what happened at St James's when Brighton came 3-0. I mean, absolutely embarrassing. I mean, And yeah, I mean, the thing is, it's not even changed for Newcastle from there, and Brighton has not even changed. So I expect a 3-0 again, probably. I mean, it's going to be similar. Newcastle just gonna defend for 90 minutes. If Brighton can nick a goal, they'll be happy, because Newcastle at the moment, without ASM, Almiron, and Callum Wilson, have got nothing to offer when going up front. I mean, Jeff Hendrick, really? I mean, what's he? I mean, him, Ryan Fraser, Joe Linton. I mean, that's absolutely terrible.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. I mean, I don't know if Tyler Lamptey is Lamptey fit? So is he playing? Is he fit?
Yeah, he's fit. I think he's fit. Yeah, he's fit.
I tell you what, I already played against St. Maximin in where he played in St. James's back in August. Yeah, he gave St. Maximin an absolute hard time. ASM did not fancy it at all whatsoever. He went off. People say he got injured. I'll tell you now, he did not fancy facing Lamptey. Lamptey was a 9 out of 10 that year. He was absolutely magnificent. I'll tell you what, if he plays on the right hand side, again, we're going to get destroyed.
Yeah, I mean, it's not just Lamptey. It's Lallana, it's Pascal Gross, it's Welbeck, it's Mopé, it's Trossard. And they've got good defenders as well. It's just that it's not clicking properly at the moment. If Mopé and Welbeck can score, Brighton are comfortably mid-table. They're comfortably mid-table. They're not 17th. It just needs. I think it needs a little bit more time to just click.
Yeah, totally agree, man. But you said that Brighton's going to win anyway, sort of thing. Like by the looks of it. But hey, I'm worried now. I'm worried about Newcastle, and people in my chat are very, very worried as well. And I get a lot of people on Twitter say to us as well that they don't feel confident anymore. So I'm going to be back doing my press conference reaction later on, probably about 7 o'clock. And my God, it ain't not going to be pretty. I'll have a lot of things to say on that. And I've got Tom said just shambolic. I've got you'll have to look at the Brighton West Brom game to see what kind of look Brighton I had this season. And Paul said, Andrew, with all due respect, West Brom were a better team. Why didn't they win?
They just didn't have enough quality in the final third to score goals. They've not had quality all season. You saw what Big Sam did when they were not scoring goals. He took Dean Neal off. He put Carlin Grant on, and he went 4-4-2. Didn't work. Still didn't work. And in the end, it finished 0-0 because Newcastle, because Big Sam knows if Newcastle are going to attack, they've not got quality because they've not got Callum Wilson, Almiron, and ASM. So he just took the risk, put on 2 strikers, and just went for it because he knows that Newcastle have little attacking threat. Yeah. And unfortunately, because they don't have like a proper good number 10, they didn't score the goals.
Yeah,
which they probably deserved as well.
Yeah, exactly. Totally agree. I thought they were the better team second half in my book. And what do you think of this Andy Carroll came on 30 seconds, nice thing a minute.
Jeez. I put this on I put a comment on your stream, live watch along, and I heard Paul, and I saw Paul's reaction when he was absolutely fuming. And I was just sitting there baffled. I was like, what are you doing? He takes Joe Linton off. He brings Ryan Fraser off, who is good on the counter attack because West Brom are going for it. And then he brings Andy Carroll on 30 seconds to go when Newcastle are defending a corner. Doesn't make sense.
Don't make sense at all, mate. It does make sense. I mean, I could understand if we're winning. Yeah,
just
winning.
Just
to kill us, we're winning. That's fair enough, but not when you're drawing against West Brom. Come on, Howie.
If you're winning away if you're drawing 0-0 away at Manchester City, fine. Bring on Andy Carroll, 30 seconds to go, kill some time. But you're drawing 0-0 when you're 17th in the league away at West Bromwich Albion, who are 19th, and this is a must-win game for Steve Bruce. And he brings on one of his main threats with 30 seconds left. That just shows he's absolutely confused.
Terrible, man. Absolutely terrible. And you know what it is, right? It's just going to get worse. And this guy needs to be sacked. No question. It needs to be sacked. And if he's not sacked, we will be relegated. I can tell you that right away. And just going to quickly about your team, Bristol City. You lost 2. Is it 2-0 you lost to yesterday?
Yeah, we lost 2-0 at home to QPR. So great result. So
Yeah.
I mean, we were just we were just a team who didn't have a clue what we were doing. We're a mid-table team who are on the beach now. We're not going down. We're not going up. It's just poor, really. But hey, you just got to move on to the next season now. Just give Pearson some money and pray to God something happens, because our club at the moment is being run shite.
Wow. Not good. But listen, at the end of the day, you'll be mid-table and Nigel Pearson's going to be fine. And if he does that, if he gets players that need to get you out of the league, I think he'll do absolutely amazing. And give him a 4-year deal. He'll get it, but he needs a project. He needs a bit of time, and you can't keep changing the managers, though. Do you know what I mean? I mean, Lee Johnson's been there for quite a long time, and yeah, I just really hope you make it. I really hope you get in the playoffs probably next season, though.
The thing is, we've got Pearson, but it's Mark Ashton. In the end, it just falls down to Mark Ashton and his lack of ability to do something about the situation at the moment. He's got pedigree of selling players for big money with the likes of Adam Webster, Lloyd Kelly, Josh Brownhill, but we need some structure at the club. As you said, Lee Johnson left. Okay, fine. Bring Dean Holden in. Okay, give him a long-term project. No, that doesn't happen because we're 15th, and that's clearly not good enough, and he had to go. Now bring Nigel Pearson in. They've brought him on a short-term deal. I'm just worried that they might not give him a long-term deal because of the fact that we might just be mid-table and might finish bottom half of the league. I'm just worried they might. Yeah, I'm just worried that might happen, but I'm confident Nigel Pearson can do something, but he just needs the contract and the money.
Yeah. If he does that, if he gets the money and he gets the contract, like you said, he'll be absolutely fine. But go back to Newcastle quickly, right? I mean, now we drew. Where do you think you're going to stay up the season on the evidence you watched today?
On the evidence today, I'd say no, because you're setting up defensively against 19th in the league. West Brom should have won that game. Fulham, they're doing really well at the moment. Brighton, I still think Brighton will stay up. But I think it's between West Brom, Fulham, and Newcastle for that final relegation spot. I think West Brom will. Actually, I'm not sure about West Brom. I think it'll still be between Newcastle and Fulham for the 18th. Yeah.
Yeah, I've just got one from Paul. Andrew says all of it's about winning. Both teams played like shit, and no one was better. I think West Brom and Newcastle's going to go off the raft all the day. I think Fulham will stay up. I think Brighton will be absolutely fine. They'll find a way, and because if you look at them, they've got a better defense than we have. So yeah, for me, it's going to be between. I think we're going to get relegated alongside West Brom, and Sheffield United's already gone anyway. So it does look good, but the Brighton game is a huge game. It's a huge game. You can't go to Brighton in the bottom three. You can't go to the bottom three. If you go in the bottom three, we get beat. And Fulham win their game, we are absolutely knackered. And I've got of course, sometimes the game does go your way. You can read it in the stats. Brighton results haven't reflected performances. It's the opposite of Bruce, who's been lucky. Listen, thanks for coming on, Andrew Ruda.
Yeah,
right?
no problem.
We'll definitely do it again next week if you decide to come on. And you have a fantastic day and enjoy the rest of the weekend, kid. Thanks for coming on.
Yeah, cheers. Thanks for having me on.
You too, man. See you later. Ta. Right, so I'm going to make this wrap up very, very quick. I've got Tom Boost out. Thanks for coming on for Andrew Ruda. And he's a great lad as well. I've got Jake up to now anyway. Look, that's last forever. That's absolutely true. Peace out. Listen, I'm going to wrap this up now because I'm going to get ready for my first conference reaction. And that'll be lit as well. Probably come for about 7 o'clock for that one. So listen, please stick a like on the video, subscribe if you are new, and I'll be back for the post conference reaction at 7 o'clock. So listen, until then, guys, thanks for joining us for fans reaction, and take care. and I'm out of here. Catch you later, lass. Bye bye.